Dukehawks, it'll be Pat Fonts. His opponent for the Blue Jays, Tom Laskowski. Wrestling at 153 for Loras, Nate Fuller. His opponent for the Blue Jays, Jake Denhoff. At 141 for Loras, Matt Holmes. And for Elmhurst, Mike Greggs. Wrestling at 149 for the Dukehawks, let's bring out Chris Ganson. And his opponent for Elmhurst, Ryan Early. Wrestling at 157 pounds, representing the Dukehawks, it's Sean Jarvis. And for the Blue Jays, Sheldon Hubbard. At 165 for Loras, Mitch Ganson. And it's Yusef Algul for the Blue Jays. At 174, we have for Loras, Tegan Padliska or Josh Porter. And at 174 for Elmhurst, it's Danny Balderas. Wrestling at 184 for Loras, it'll be Matt Dickman. And coming out for Elmhurst, it's Joe Rao. Right now at 197, we are open for Loras. For Elmhurst, Danny Vargas. And wrestling at heavyweight for Loras College, Jeremy Klein. For Elmhurst College, Mark Porcello. Assistant coaches for Loras are Ryan Burt, Rick Healy, Jordan Roy, and Trent Carter. Assistant coaches for Elmhurst, John Junk, Greg Lamas, Chris Musha, Matt Kuchar, Bob Hone, Charlie Curran, and Jake Oster. Head coach for the Dukehawks, Randy Stewart, who took over the program in 1993. Randy has coached 28 All-Americans, 2 national champions, and 15 academic All-Americans. And the head coach of the Elmhurst College Blue Jays, Steve.
It is officially the start of the winter season here this evening as the Elmhurst College wrestling team debuts here on Blue Jay TV, taking on the Loras College Dukehawks out of the Iowa Conference. Elmhurst opening their 2010-2011 campaign. Blue Jays ranked number 25 in the nation. Loras, meanwhile, wrestled this past weekend at home in an open invitation without team scores kept, so this is their first dual contest as well. And it is a dual matchup here today as the Blue Jays getting set to open the season. Kevin, always exciting when you get that opportunity to take the mat for the first time.
Absolutely. Steve Marinetti and the Blue Jays ready to get out there, been anxious to get back onto the mat. Elmhurst coming into this season, Tim, ranked 25th in the nation. That's in the preseason NWCA poll. One Blue Jay cracking the top 10 individual rankings. That's Mark Corsello. He's ranked 2nd in the nation at the heavyweight weight class. We'll see him tonight as he'll take to the mat for the first time this season.
We will have 3 wrestling dual meets for you on Blue Jay TV during this winter season. And, of course, men's and women's basketball for you getting started next week as well. Loras and Elmhurst here this evening.
First matchup at 125 pounds. Pat Fonts for the Dukehawks, entering the season already with a 2-2 record. Tim, he wrestled at that open invitational. Tom Laskowski, a sophomore, went 6-8 last season for Elmhurst, getting his first look out there this year. Laskowski, big shoes to fill, taking over at 125 this season for Jake Oster. Oster, the Blue Jays' 4-time All-American, former national champion at 125 pounds, is now helping out with the Blue Jays as an assistant coach this season.
He's Kevin Jude. I'm Tim Calderwood. Kevin, Oster is not the only hole in this Elmhurst lineup for this 2010-2011 season. They lost another All-American as well.
Charlie Curran, the starter last season at 149 pounds, another one who's helping out the Blue Jays on the coaching staff this season. But, yeah, hate to have to replace 2 All-Americans, but as Steve Marinetti said at the beginning of the season, listen, you lose wrestlers every year. You just have to adapt and move on. He said we've had several guys waiting in the wings patiently to get their chance, and now they're going to have their opportunity to shine this season.
Marinetti also said that the goal this year is the same that it is every season, CCIW title and a top 10 finish at the national championships.
And he really believes that they have the talent on this team to achieve both of those goals, Tim. They brought back 6 starters. They did lose one already to an injury from last season's second-place CCW championship squad. But he feels that with Corsello back to anchor them at the heavyweight weight class, that they've got several others he believes are capable of reaching All-America status and getting to the national championships.
No, we almost had our first scoring here in the first period at 125 pounds. Elmhurst in the blue. Tom Laskowski, sophomore out of Palatine, Illinois. Pat Fonsa, junior out of State Center, Iowa. 2-2 on this season. Laskowski last year, 3 pins amongst his victories, including a major decision. Never did he lose by a fall. Fonsa this season with a fall already for Loras. Picked up 20 victories last season. Won his first match of 2010-2011 by a major decision.
Official for this evening's duel, Terry Giardini, a veteran out here.
Neutral still. Laskowski working.
Vance got a hold of that leg, trying to get the takedown.
Still nothing. That was a good recovery by both wrestlers. Laskowski had an opportunity, and Vance turned it and nearly pinned Laskowski. Under a minute to play, there is 2 points. As Loras strikes first here at 125. Laskowski attempting to escape, and he's thwarted back to the ground.
Got plenty of time, 44 seconds to try and break this here. Looks like he can just almost step over here and get out of this. But nope, Vance does a nice job of holding on and maintaining control.
Loras last season, their top 10 competing at the Iowa Conference Championships. Iowa Conference, far and away the best conference nationally wrestling-wise. Usually 3 or 4 of the schools are in the top 10. Last year, Loras with 2 freshmen, 4 sophomores, and 4 juniors in the Iowa Conference. They're slowly but surely trying to rebuild their program from the ground up. Hosted nationals a couple of years ago. Iowa Conference has hosted nationals, in fact, for quite some time.
Streak ends this year, though, however. I believe University of Wisconsin lacrosse is going to be the host this season.
Laskowski is still down to 12 seconds. And an illegal hold enables Elmhurst to take a point here in this 125-pound bout.
Dangerous hold that time called on Vance. So Laskowski with a chance to get an escape here with 12 seconds and potentially even up the score here.
Talking about that young Loras team for a year ago, they did not have a single national qualifier. When we talk about the prowess of the Iowa Conference that Loras wrestles in, their conference boasts more qualifiers to the national tournament than any other conference, or regional for that matter, as the first period comes to a close with Fonts on top 2-1. 33 in total. So basically the top 3 finishers from every weight class in the Iowa Conference are automatically going to the national meet, and 3 who finish 4th have a chance to go as well.
Elmhurst competing in the NCAA Great Lakes Regional CCW, not enough schools to have an automatic bid to the NCAA. Blue Jays have some very stiff competition in the regional. They always run into Augsburg, who's one of the top 5 teams year in, year out. Also, St. John's has been showing some very strong signs recently as well.
Laskowski still down as we begin the second, attempting to escape, which would even the match. Riding time now over a minute for the Duhawk 125-pound grappler, which will give him an extra bonus point if it ends in that way. It's the early takedown late in that first period.
Laskowski's
had only scoring since.
Laskowski's had a couple chances, been able to get to his feet so far, just like you're seeing right here again, but he just can't seem to break that hold. As Fonts doing a very nice job of maintaining control.
A junior, one of the more experienced returning wrestlers for this Loras squad. So they grew a year older from last year to this year. Right now, though, they're open at 197 pounds. Of course, 10 weight classes, leading to the overall dual score. Elmhurst ranked number 25 in the nation, entering their opening match of the 2010-2011 campaign. We're coming up on a minute to go in the second. It is still Fonts in front 2-1. He continues to add to the riding time advantage.
Stalling warning here issued by Terry Giardini.
Talking about the CCIW, Kevin, next Tuesday, the first CCIW match of the season for Elmhurst, as they will host Wheaton. And to his feet is Laskowski to even the score at 2-2 with under a minute here in the second.
See if Laskowski gets a little aggressive here, tries to get in and get a hold of that leg and get a takedown.
Fonce was aiming for the leg, but Laskowski sidestepped away. Talking about the CCIW as well, Elmhurst will host the conference meet this season.
Blue Jays have been very, very close the last couple of years. They are 3 CCIW championships to their credit, all under head coach Steve Marinetti, but North Central's gotten the better of Elmhurst the last couple seasons, just barely, as some very close contests, some close conference championships. The Blue Jays actually with more individual champions than North Central last year, but the Cardinals with just enough extra points to get that victory.
Elmhurst finishing 14th nationally a year ago. 2 All-Americans and 1 who you will see today that fell just short of earning All-American status. We have a very brief injury stoppage here.
They may have lost a contact lens, perhaps.
Down to 13 seconds remaining here in the second, even at 2. Opening match of our duel tonight. Fonce circles, pushes down Laskowski, circling around, trying to gather those 2 points. Nothing yet.
Nice job.
Stay neutral.
Very nice job by Tom Laskowski to fight it off. He went to the mat a little too soon, and you saw that Fonce quickly jumped at it, trying to get around and get control, and Laskowski did an excellent job of trying to fight him off there at the very end.
Laskowski chooses the neutral position to begin the third.
Knows he just needs a takedown here. I mean, he's basically trailing 3-2 with the riding time here. It's a minute 52 advantage right now for Fonce. So Laskowski can get a takedown. He'll put himself back in position here.
Fonce turning. There's a takedown. Not what Laskowski was looking for.
Fonce a 4-2 advantage here and riding time. Laskowski's going to have to try and kick his way out of this one. And add a takedown to go with it.
Riding time over 2 minutes now in favor of Fonce. Just continues to control Laskowski here in the opening match tonight. It's been tough going for Laskowski on his attempts to escape. He is credited escape there, however. And it's 4-3.
Very nice jump to roll out of that one. You got a minute now to try and get that takedown. Takedown will even the match, essentially.
Laskowski driving. Under a minute in the third. A 4-3 edge for Fonce with riding time. Fonce pushing. Laskowski backing up. Driving for the legs. Laskowski circling, trying to avoid. Laskowski going for the takedown, no.
Both of them with excellent positioning that time. Both wrestlers an opportunity to score those takedown points. Down to just 25 seconds here. Laskowski's going to have to try and get one quickly.
Fonce in a very solid defensive position is knowing that Laskowski needs that takedown. He's making him come to him. Down to 10 seconds in the third. And with 6 seconds remaining in this match, it remains a 4-3 edge for Fonce. A takedown is needed to force extra time, and it will not happen. Loras wins the opening match at 125 pounds by the final score of 5-3. And the Dewhawks take a 3-0 advantage in the dual meet as well. And if you're not familiar with wrestling scoring, Kevin, quick rundown.
3 points for a decision, 4 points for a major decision. That's 8 to 14 points. 5 points will get you the technical foul. 5 points are a decision by 15 or more points. That's a technical foul. That'll stop the match. 6 points for any forfeits or pins.
Up to 133 pounds for Elmhurst, Jake Denhoff, junior out of Carroll Stream, Illinois. And Denhoff already puts his opponent, Nate Fuller, in a compromising position with a 2-point takedown. Denhoff 18-10 as a junior a year ago. Nate Fuller, a freshman for Loras. out of Mapleton, Illinois. His first match of the season and the first match of his college career as well. And he's drawing an experienced opponent in Denhoff.
Denhoff's a CCW champion 2 years ago at 133 pounds. One of those wrestlers I think that Steve Marinetti would single out at the beginning of the year as one of the guys who's got a real good chance to kind of turn the corner and be a national qualifier for this team.
Fuller spins away to earn an escape point. Denhoff with a pair of 4-match win streaks last year. 4 pins amongst his 18 victories, including a tech fall as well. And 2 points is awarded.
And here we go.
And there may be a pin as well. Denhoff in position. He's got Fuller on the mat. In the first period, Denhoff in position to put the Blue Jays in front, and a near fall will be credited. 3-point near fall. And so it is a commanding advantage for Denhoff here in the first.
Clearly in control, up 7-1. Riding time approaching a minute. See if Denhoff can get another turn, try and put him on his back and get that pin. It was very, very close on that last one. That just looked like that left shoulder just a little bit off the mat that time for Fuller.
Coming up on a minute in the first period. Of course, if you didn't notice from the first match, 3 periods, first 2 or 3 minutes, and the third is 2 minutes. I'm backwards. It's 3-2-2.
There you go.
Denhoff continuing to work it here. Riding time up over a minute and a half. And they'll send it back towards the center.
See if Denhoff tries to kick him here. Go to the neutral position. Nope, I'm going to go with the cover instead.
But a caution on an early restart for Denhoff. He leads 7-1 with 37 seconds left in this first. Elmhurst trailing 3-0 overall in the dual meet to this point. Denhoff clearly in control here. Fuller just trying to do what he can.
Denhoff trying to get that, sink that grip in tightly and just hurl him over and try to roll him onto his back.
10 seconds left.
Nearly had him in the opening minute here. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to get that turn before the horn sounds.
And there's the first period at 133. Jake Denhoff on top of Nate Fuller, 7-1. It is Fuller's choice. He will confer with the longtime Loras head coach, Randy Stewart, who is the winningest head coach in Loras wrestling history. 9 top 16 finishes in the nation under Stewart, who earns 178 victories in his wrestling career at Loras. Denhoff looking to reverse, and he does.
Looked like it was going, Fuller almost got Denhoff's shoulders to the mat, but Denhoff quickly kicked out of it, reversed it, and found himself on top of Fuller instead. Now with an 8-point lead plus the riding time point. Already at the major decision level. Curious to see, Tim,
for Denhoff.
if they try to, if he can't get the turn, to see if he decides to try and kick him and then get the other takedown, see if they can't end up with a technical fall.
Fuller to his feet, trying to rip himself away from Denhoff, who has other ideas, and he puts him back down on the mat. Now Denhoff will try the other side, and down he goes.
Minute 10 left to go in this second period. Jake Denhoff from Elmhurst in control, 9-1, plus a near 3-minute advantage in riding time.
Elmhurst in the blue and Loras in the black. Fuller trying to do everything, and he's been warned. He has one hand pinned behind him. He's in a tough spot.
Denoff trying to roll him over to get him to his back. Right at the edge, and Terry Giordini will bring him back to the center. Down to 31 seconds left to go in this second.
Denoff with over 3 minutes of riding time at this point. Don't forget to follow Elmhurst College Athletics on Facebook. There's an escape for Fuller. Become a fan of the Blue Jay Athletics on Facebook, and also follow Elmhurst College Athletics on Twitter. You can get all of these schedules for Blue Jay TV. As we mentioned, we will have Tuesday for you, another wrestling match.
Got 9 seconds. Let's see if Denoff can get one quickly. He's got the leg. See if he can put him down, and he can right before the horn sounds.
And so we will head
11-2
to the third, with Denoff basically up 12-2 when you factor in his 3:33 of riding time. And injury time.
Like you saw, it looked like it was a Band-Aid or something came flying off towards the end of that second period. Jake Denoff being worked on by the Elmhurst training staff.
It's his right hand they're looking at.
Just retaping that a little bit. I think that's all it was just some of the wrap that came off in between, in the middle of that match. He'll retape it. He's fine. He's ready to go.
Along with Kevin Jude, I'm Tim Calderwood. Elmhurst College wrestlers ranked 25th in the nation, trailing 3-0 on the scoreboard here tonight. Dropping the opening match at 125 pounds, but poised to take the lead here. Denoff will start in the down position. And he tries to escape, but he's tripped up by Fuller. Again, Fuller wrestling in his first collegiate match here tonight against the experienced Denoff.
Denoff just turned it just like that.
Title a couple of years ago.
Say
There was a reversal.
Denoff had a great base established there, and just very, very quick step there. Was able to just get right behind Fuller, in control now, and now an 11-point lead. Technically 12 with the riding time, 3.5 minutes to go. And they're just going to kick him loose. Let's see if he's going to go for the technical fall here, Tim.
13-3. Denoff working in with 1:18 in the period. He's grabbing that left leg.
Try to grab that leg, pull it in, put him to the mat, and see if you can get him down to the mat and try to get that near fall here. Would be the 15 points you need to end the match with a technical fall.
Fuller trying with his right foot to gain his footing as much as he can, but it keeps slipping on the mat. And we'll stay in a neutral slot with 1 minute left in this third.
Denoff's had no problem getting that first strike in quickly and getting a hold of that leg.
He's going low. And now Fuller attempts to work his way around, trying to hook the right leg of Denoff.
Under 40 seconds to go now in this match.
Denoff still driving. Grabs a hold of the left leg, and he's got a takedown. 15-3.
See if he's going to simply try and turn him here. I don't think there's time to kick him and get another takedown.
Fuller turning. Fuller on a reversal. 15-5. He almost had Denoff pinned there, Kevin.
Denoff rolled over on the shoulders, just give it, and now he'll just lay down on the back and finish this one off here, as the final score will be 16-5, a major decision for Jake Denoff.
And with that major decision, Elmhurst will take the lead in the dual meet. As the Blue Jays now holding a 4-3 advantage, and we move onward to 141 pounds. Mike Grice is the Elmhurst wrestler, a sophomore out of Worth, Illinois. He'll be opposed by Matt Holmes, who hails from Lake Villa, Illinois. Holmes is another one of the key returning wrestlers for this Loras team. Finished 5th in the Iowa Conference last year, going 3-2 at the conference meet.
Mike Grice was a guy who they were expecting a lot from last season, got a little dinged up early on the year and didn't really get a chance to show what he can really do out there on the mat. Ryan Early occupied the 141 spot last year for the Blue Jays, and Grice in trouble here early.
Holmes has Grice on his back. We have a near fall. It is a 2-point near fall. And it is 4-0 in favor of Holmes. Grice, meanwhile, last season was 9-5. 4 of those victories were via fall, and he also had a 5-match win streak. We talked about Elmhurst and how they're kind of having to fill some holes. Well, in their top 10 today, just 2 seniors. We'll see Youssef Al-Ghul at 165, or I should say Sheldon Hubbard at 157, and Mark Corsello at the heavyweight slot 285, the other senior in the starting lineup for Elmhurst today.
Ryan Early, like I said, was the starter at 41 for the Blue Jays last year. He's moved up a weight class to 149 with Charlie Curran's departure. I feel that's his more natural weight class. So Grice getting an opportunity to claim that starting spot at 141 for the Blue Jays.
So again, Elmhurst now leading the dual meet 4-3. But it is a 4-0 advantage for Holmes, who continues to ride out Grice here in the first with 1.5 remaining. Grice attempting to get to his feet. Flipped over by Holmes following a near reversal.
And almost
He's
can roll it
again.
Just keep rolling, and eventually you might be able to get that turn and in position with still a minute to go here. On the edge of the mat, but now Terry Giardini will call for the stalemate. Grice was very close to getting those points back.
Caution. Holmes was quick to restart before the ready. Grice tries to circle around again with 50 seconds remaining. Holmes continues to hang on.
Got plenty of riding time already at 2 minutes as he got that takedown very early in this match.
It was a takedown immediately followed by a 2-point near fall as well.
It's a dangerous hold warning.
Grice tries to get away. He's pushed back by Holmes again.
Holmes doing a very nice job just keeping in control of Grice right now. Grice has been very close to that escape a couple of times, and Holmes has done a nice job to hang on.
And now Grice trying to pivot over the top once more. But with time winding down in the first, it will expire with Holmes of Loras leading 4-0.
Grice is going to start down here in this second period, see if he can get that quick escape this time. Quickly to his feet.
And he's going for it, trying to rip away.
Holmes does a nice job, just locks those hands together, doesn't allow Grice to break his grip.
Holmes adding to his riding time. He has a 4-0 advantage already, 5-0 when you factor in the over 3 minutes of riding time accumulated here in this second period. And he refuses to let Grice to his feet. Here is Grice trying to stand. Holmes hanging on, and he escapes.
Nice job that time by Grice. Got to his feet, then was able to spin his way backwards and get free of Holmes's grip finally.
Four to 1 on the board. with 1 minute left in the second period.
Grice could use a takedown here, Tim.
He's trying. Nothing yet. Now two the other way.
Holmes got that leg, locked it in early, and Grice unable to fight him off that time. And now a 6-1 cushion plus the ride time advantage for Matt Holmes.
Grice controlling the position. Trying to work his way around Grice from behind, potentially looking to flip him. 5 seconds in the period. And with 2 in the books, Grice trailing 6-1 here at 141 pounds. Holmes will start on top here, chipping away at some of the riding time, but with over 4 minutes of it on the clock, it's not going to make a difference for that extra point.
Grice tried to put Holmes down right away, and Holmes did a great job of just staying on his hands and knees, keeping that base, and he's almost got a reversal here.
He is flipping Grice, and there is a reversal. So we had a major decision for Elmhurst at 133. Could be in store for a major decision here at 141 for Loras.
Holmes just needs to ride it out to get those 4 points. This is a situation here where you're in that dual meet, Tim, where you got to keep in mind every point matters. So Elmhurst coaches love for Grice just to be able to kick out and prevent that major in particular right now with a score at a 7-point deficit plus the 4-minute advantage in the riding time.
Grice trying to get to his feet. And he is flipped, but airborne is Holmes.
Dangerous position for both wrestlers, a little bit either way, and Grice would have had an opportunity to try and put Holmes on his back, and Holmes almost having Grice down with the shoulders in contact.
Under 30 seconds. Referee saying action. He wants something to happen here rather than the wrestlers just kind of being complacent, knowing that time is running out in the period.
Holmes trying to scoot Grice back towards the middle, trying to flip him over even.
And down to 5 seconds. At 141 pounds, it is Matt Holmes over Mike Grice by the score of 9-1. It is a major decision in favor of Holmes. And so after a major decision for Elmhurst at 133, Loras with a major at 141, and the Dewhawks take a 7-4 lead, 3 matches into our duel tonight. Onward to 149 pounds. Ryan Early for Elmhurst, sophomore out of Wheaton. Chris Ganson for Loras out of Farley, Iowa. He is a junior.
Early had a very solid debut season with Elmhurst last season, 23-12 on the year. Runner-up at the CCIW Championships.
And Early is up a weight class. A year ago he wrestled at 141. This season he's at 149, 23-12 a year ago.
Steve Marinetti will tell you 149 is his natural weight class. He kind of hovered between the two a little bit, with Charlie Curran anchored in at 149 last year.
Ganson trying to get on top of Early.
Nice job by
neutral.
Very nice job by Ryan Early to fight that one off, as Ganson had an opportunity to get the 2 points.
We'll see Ganson's brother Mitch a little later at 165.
I was saying, Tim, Early moved down to 141 with Curran anchoring the Blue Jays last season at 149. Now with Charlie graduated, Early slid back up to 149. Early had a strong showing last year at the NCAA Great Lakes Regional, did have a place in that as well. And he puts 2 points on just before they slide out. Does a nice job, Tim, just to sneak around Chris Ganson, get that arm around the waist and get control.
Right at the edge of the mat as well. So it is Early with a 2-0 lead here in the first period at 149 pounds. Elmhurst trailing 7-4 overall in the duel. First match of the season for Elmhurst. Loras competed last weekend at home in an open invitational. Ganson to his feet, trying to lift Early on his back, and he escapes.
Just 23 seconds of ride time that time for Early. 2-1 with 1:15 left in this opening round.
Early pushing Ganson, cycles his way around. They're at the edge of the mat, and we'll go to the middle. Ganson reaching out for the left wrist of Early. He'll try the right side. Early to a knee. Being pushed back by Ganson. Under a minute in this first. And now it is Ganson being forced back by Early. And we'll line it up again with 43 seconds. Ganson for the left leg, trying to take down Early, which would give him the lead here at the end of the first. He's locked around the left ankle.
Early's got a hold of the arm, however, trying to fight it off. And he's actually got a chance. If he can get that leg free, he'd get to position and get control, and there it is.
A reversal. 4-1.
Trying to just hang on now with 6 seconds to go.
And he's driven back down to the mat as the period comes to a close.
Good round of applause for Ryan Early from the Elmhurst fans here. He grabbed that late takedown and then was able to hold on to Ganson, prevent giving up that escape point right before the period end.
It is Early's choice. And he will place Ganson down here to begin the second. 4-1 in favor of Early here in the second, and now it is Ganson looking to reverse it, and he'll be given an escape.
4-2 in favor of Early. 45 seconds of ride time in favor of the Blue Jays. 1:40 to go here, just 20 seconds off the board.
We are in the fourth match of 10 in our duel tonight here on Blue Jay TV. Glad to have you. Along with Kevin Jude, I'm Tim Calderwood. The opening of the winter sports here at Elmhurst.
Gets busy in a hurry here, Tim. Today is Thursday. Men's and women's basketball start up at the beginning of next week, and the Blue Jays open their home season next weekend. Women home on Friday evening, the men home on Saturday evening.
The football team will conclude their season at Carthage on Saturday. There's a takedown for Ganson to even the score at 4. It's a pretty big game for the Elmhurst football team. They can pick up their 7th win of the year if they can upend Carthage in Kenosha.
Early quickly back to his feet. Unable to break the hold of Ganson, though. Even up at 4, Ganson trying to tick into Early's 34 seconds of riding time. There's 1:03 left to go here. And once again, Early quickly back to his feet, and he gets the point on the escape.
So Early takes the lead at 5-4. Under a minute in the second. Still neutral. Driving for the legs is Ganson. So we'll head back towards the middle.
Under 40 seconds now. Early's been pretty content to let Ganson be the aggressor here. Uses defense as an offense. And that time quickly, though, it's Early who shoots through and grabs the leg.
Looking for the takedown. No signal of yet. Still nothing. Still nothing. Early trying to gather the position, and there it is, a takedown. And now he has Ganson on his back. But the period expires. 7-4 in favor of Early heading to the third.
Couple of late takedowns, some late points for Ryan Early in each of these last two periods. Scoreboard exact opposite. 7-4 score in favor of Loras in the duel. 7-4 score in favor of Elmhurst in this match.
149 pounds.
Riding time not a factor right now. 28 seconds and going down in favor of Early right now as Ganson in control. Starts on top in this third and final period. But Early up 3 points right now. And if he can break that grip here, he's going to have another one. And there's his fourth 4-point cushion, an 8-4 lead now.
Ganson thwarted and turning on him is Early for another takedown.
2 more points. Should be 10-5, I believe. I think they've got it. They have it 9-5. I believe it's 10-4 actually.
Stalemate with 1:08 remaining. The fans around us are.
And that's what I think they're gonna come check over here real quick here just to verify what the score is. And it's 10 to. Now showing 10-5. Now it's got it up there correctly. 10-4. That is the right score here. They gave the reversal point, I think, or the escape point to Ganson.
Escape for Ganson with a minute. And Early at him again. On his back, the takedown, and the near fall. The count is on. Can he get the shoulder to the mat? Ganson fighting for his life, and he stays alive.
Wow. I think Ganson knew what hit him that time. He got up out of that with that escape, and Ryan Early just drilled him. Immediate takedown, put him on the mat, and put him right on his back. Getting the near fall points up by a comfortable margin here now in a major decision factor.
And he has riding time up 15-5 as it's over a minute with 26 seconds to play here in this third.
He's got that shoulder again. If he can get the turn here, he's going to have a potential more near fall points.
Steve Marinetti willing on his sophomore. Trying to find a way to spin that right shoulder towards the mat. Under 10 seconds in the period, and the crowd begins to react at another Elmhurst major decision, their second of the evening. 16-5 in favor of Ryan Early as the Blue Jays overtake Loras by the score of 8-7, 4 matches into the duel tonight. Good showing by Ryan Early in his first match of the season.
Absolutely. A little bit of maybe a slow start in times. Actually, he jumped out to the lead. Then you had Ganson came back and tied it up, but Early just took control there midway through that second and just dominated the third one. That was one of the ultra-fast takedowns you've seen after an escape, as he gave up that quick escape point, but then just leveled Ganson to the mat.
Moving up to 157 pounds, Sheldon Hubbard for Elmhurst out of Sterling, Illinois. Sean Jarvis for Loras out of Dixon, which has been a hub for Loras wrestling historically. Sheldon Hubbard replacing a CCIW champion in Dan Hamilton here at 157 pounds.
And it's been one of those situations here, Tim, where Steve Marinetti will tell you Sheldon Hubbard's one of those kids who's had to bide his time and wait for his chance. He's been snuck behind a handful of very talented wrestlers, and Elmhurst has had a rich tradition of having pretty strong 157-pounders, from Rick Lamas, a two-time national qualifier and an All-American, to Kyle Katz, who had some incredibly strong years for the Blue Jays as well, was a national qualifier. Dan Hamilton had to wait for his turn, and his turn came last year, and Hamilton won a CCW championship and placed third at the regional, and now Sheldon Hubbard gets his chance here in 2010.
Wrestled only 4 times a year ago, was winless in his 4 matches, 0-4. Sean Jarvis, meanwhile, a senior for Loras, the first senior that we will see on the mat this evening for the Dewhawks. He won his first match of the season at the Loras Open, but then lost consecutive contests at 157 pounds. We are scoreless here in the first, over a minute in. Hubbard extending a left hand. Trying to gain control on Jarvis. Jarvis shoots for the legs. But we go a little too far. Talk about Rick Lamas. He's a member of the Elmhurst coaching staff now. It's got to be nice to have someone who's exceeded in your weight class working with you.
Well, that can be said for a lot of Elmhurst coaches here. It looks like
May have taken it in the eye.
Yep, looks like you got a thumb in the eye there. Several very successful former Blue Jay wrestlers, now assistant coaches here at Elmhurst. Matt Kushert, a strong campaign at 141 and 49. Charlie Curran, obviously an All-American last year. And Jake Oster, an All-American and a national champion.
Look at the aggression suddenly of Hubbard to the edge of the mat. That came out of nowhere.
Very quick outburst from Sheldon Hubbard, and he almost got the 2 points before Jarvis able to get off the edge of the mat.
Elmhurst leading the duel 8-7, 4 matches in. This is the midway point of the contest. 157 pounds here on Blue Jay TV. No scoring yet here in the first.
Hubbard's been the closest of the two. As I said, had that near chance here just before the last whistle. Down to 35 seconds in this opening period.
Too close to the edge of the mat once more. We head to the center of the circle. Down to 15 seconds here in the first. Jarvis looking for the right leg. Couldn't hook. Again, the stutter step from Hubbard. Ranging up high, and the first period comes to a close without any scoring.
Hubbard's going to start down here.
See if that gives him an opportunity to gather the first point with an escape. Jarvis, meanwhile, will have the chance to put some riding time on his side. Spinning around Hubbard. Rotating the other way. Hubbard trying to work his way out of the hold.
Hubbard was trying to break the hands of Jarvis instead, now in a precarious position, but did a nice job to fight it off. Made sure that his didn't go back first to the mat. Got to a base that time. Was trying to break the grip of Jarvis, and Jarvis caught him just a little bit off balance, but a nice recovery by Hubbard.
Jarvis continuing to wrap around Hubbard. And he'll push him to the mat. And now Hubbard in a dangerous slot again, turning, picking up, and there's an escape. The first point of the match. It is an escape for Hubbard.
And he broke that grip with only 52 seconds of ride time. So riding time not a factor right now for Jarvis.
Sheldon Hubbard of Elmhurst on top 1-0 with under 50 seconds left here in the second period. Blue Jays leading the duel 8-7. Competitive thus far through the first 4 matches.
Hubbard's got a leg. Right, if he can pull him back towards the middle of the mat, he's got a chance to maybe score this takedown.
Jarvis doing his best to escape.
Jarvis trying to make himself as wide as he can, spreading those, kicking those those legs out as far as they'll go.
In the neutral slot with 20 seconds left in the second.
Down to 10 seconds to go here in this period. See if either one's going to try and grab a late takedown.
Referee wants to see some action. And he's not going to as time expires here in the second. 1-0 in favor of Hubbard. Heading to the third, it will be the choice for Jarvis, who will likely have to start in the down position to try to gather an escape and even the score. He does indeed choose the down position. Very even matchup here at 157 pounds. 165 is on deck.
Hubbard just trying to erase some of that riding time here. He's got the 1-point lead after getting the escape in the second period.
It was up to 52 seconds for Jarvis before Hubbard escaped, so he did not get that extra minute for the bonus point. And now it has been trimmed under 30 seconds as Hubbard allowing very little to Jarvis here to start the third.
Hubbard's got to either try and ride it out, or if he gives up the point, they're going to have to, someone's going to have to get a takedown here to win the match if Jarvis can get the escape point here.
Hubbard trying a couple of different holds. Wrapping around the left wrist. And we have a stalemate with 1:07 remaining.
He's erased all of that riding time now. Now it's showing 1 second for Sheldon Hubbard. Got another 1:07 though to hang on. And quickly getting Jarvis back to the mat, but Jarvis able to spin loose and get that point.
And now the match is even, 1-1, and we have injury time.
Hubbard immediately calling for time for after that. So if he's favoring the arm, training staff is over there to
while Hubbard is receiving attention in addition to some coaching. Sean Jarvis will chat with the Loras coaching staff in this 1-1 matchup with under a minute left in the third. More wrestling for you on Tuesday. Elmhurst and Wheaton also can be seen here on Blue Jay TV.
Hubbard looks like he's okay. Going to try to give it a go here.
1-1 in the third. This could be a big match, as tight as this duel has been thus far. Hubbard went for the leg, but it was at the edge of the mat.
Good aggression by Hubbard, not giving up until he heard that whistle. Spun around Jarvis and able to get control of that leg, but out of bounds, and they'll start it back in the center of the mat.
Nothing, but nearly for Hubbard. And he gets the takedown. No, there it is. With under 30 seconds to go.
Jarvis actually had the better positioning, it looked like, Tim, but Hubbard just fighting it off. Able to use his defense as an offense once again. And now a 3-1 lead with just 13 seconds left. He can just hang on, and he'll give the Blue Jays 3 more points.
Jarvis trying to get to his feet. He is flipped by Hubbard. And we will have a stoppage just before time expires. Clock showing just 4/10 left in this third period. And it looks as though Elmhurst will add to their dual meet advantage. It is a 3-1 decision for Hubbard. And the Blue Jays now lead 11-7 in the matchup here tonight.
Great late takedown by Sheldon Hubbard. Allowed the Blue Jays to get 3 more points, open up a 4-point lead in this duel. As we've hit the halfway point now in our duel.
165 pounds. Yusef Al-Ghul for Elmhurst out of Lombard, Illinois, a sophomore. Played at Glenbard East. Mitch Ganson, the brother of Chris Ganson, in fact the twin of Chris Ganson, who wrestled at 149 pounds for Loras. He's a junior out of Farley, Iowa, already wrestling in his third contest of the season.
Al Ghul saw some limited action for the Blue Jays at 165 last year. Tim was 6-8. Jack Lewis was a freshman last year, had been the starter for Elmhurst, actually won a conference championship. Blue Jays going to be without his services for a while, a little banged up at this season.
2 of the 6 victories for Al Ghul last year occurred via the pinfall. He won 3 in a row. A takedown for Ganson and a near fall as well. It is quickly a 4-0 advantage for Ganson here at 165.
Just caught Al Ghul leaning the wrong way that time, was able to get it in and then put him to the mat.
Ganson up a weight class. He wrestled at 157 pounds a year ago for Loras. And he finished 6th in the Iowa Conference. And he's got Al Ghul in a tough slot again. Some more near fall points coming. 2 more. 6-0 in favor of Ganson. A major decision would even the score of the dual meet with 4 matches to go. 165 pounds. Ganson pushing Al Ghul. Still in the first period. Riding time has reached a minute for Mitch Ganson.
No points on that one. Terry Giardini says they went back and forth. Al Ghul trying to get himself to a little bit more of a base.
He's fighting, but it's still Ganson in control here in the first with under a minute remaining, and he's going to try to flip Al Ghul again. It remains 6-0 in favor of Ganson, with Al Ghul fighting to try to get to his feet. He's on his knees. That's a start. Up and an escape. A point for Al Ghul, 6-1. Ganson quickly lifting the left leg of Al Ghul. Trying to take him down for a second time here in this first period with 13 seconds remaining. 2 more. 8-1 in favor of Ganson.
Al Ghul just not able to keep his feet that time, hopping around on the one leg, and Ganson finally able to bring him down.
And the first period comes to a close. Ganson will have the choice. He opts neutral heading to the second period here at 165. Ganson in control. Leading by the score of 8-1. Al Ghul driving for the legs. And a good job of Ganson backing up to deny the chance. It's Elmhurst College Wrestling here on Blue Jay TV. Along with Kevin Jude, I'm Tim Calderwood with you on this Thursday evening. First meet of the season for Elmhurst, their first match as well. Blue Jays ranked number 25 in the nation entering play tonight. And a dangerous hold is called.
Restart neutral with a minute to go here in the second period.
No points scored here in the second. Although Ganson with other ideas does indeed record the takedown, 10-1. And we'll push back towards the middle.
Nine-point advantage, a 10-point lead if you factor in that 2 minutes of riding time.
Looking at the breakdown to this point in the contest, 5 matches have wrestled. Elmhurst has won 3, Loras has won 2, and an escape for Al Ghul, 10-2 with under 30 seconds here in the second. Thus, Elmhurst leading on the scoreboard, 11-7. Each team with a major decision to their credit thus far. Al Ghul with a good comeback here, driving Ganson to the mat, and a takedown for Al Ghul.
Al Ghul going to try to get a turn here before the period. The horn sounds. Nice job by Yusuf Al Ghul to battle back a little bit, Tim. Got that takedown at the end of the period here. Sliced into that lead. Took the major decision factor out of play, at least for the moment.
Al Ghul's choice. He will choose neutral starting the third. Trailing by 7 when you factor in the riding time. It is 10-4 in favor of Mitch Ganson, looking to even his season record at 2-2 for Loras. Al Ghul attempting to take away the riding time. Trying to flip Ganson here.
Trying to get that arm around the neck and see if he can spin Ganson. Ganson trying to get to his feet.
And a warning against Ganson. Really got to give a lot of credit to Al Ghul right now, Kevin. So we have a dangerous hold. He was seemingly down and out of this match, but an escape and a takedown have pushed him right back into it. And he is, from about the midway point of the second period on, controlled this contest.
Trying to get himself into a near fall situation where he can get some more points here. He's still down 6. He's sliced the riding time completely off now. It's still a 56 advantage, but a 56-second ride time, but the point difference is now gone. And you can see, Tim, Al Ghul is working hard, trying to get in position and just trying to use his body to gain some leverage and spin Ganson into the shoulders towards the mat. Now he's trying to getting very close here, but Ganson doing a nice job to fight it off.
33 seconds remaining, and a stalling warning puts a point on the board for Al Ghul. 10-5. Riding time is gone. 20 seconds remaining. He needs to flip him to record a near fall or a fall to be able to win. He's down 10-5 on the board, and we're down to 10 seconds in the third. Al Ghul trying to turn Ganson.
Almost had him, but Ganson a nice job to roll quickly back to his stomach. As that will do it here. Ganson wins it by a final of 10-5. But a nice job of battling back by Yusuf Al Ghul as he was down by 8 points there early, Tim.
Yeah, he was in a position to potentially have a major decision scored against him. And by turning it around and suffering only a decision, it keeps Elmhurst in the lead overall in the match, 11-10.
The difference so far, 2 major decisions for the Blue Jays, 1 for the Dewhawks. That's the difference here in this point difference here. Tegan Podoliska is out there on the mat for Loras against Danny Balderas, freshman for the Blue Jays at 174.
Balderas in his first collegiate match out of Westmont, Illinois. He wrestled at Downers Grove North High School. Tegan Podoliska, his first match of the year as well, a senior out of Ottumwa, Iowa.
Steve Marinetti was telling me earlier, Tim, he's very excited about what Danny Balderas brings to the table. Thinks he has the potential to have a very good season for Elmhurst.
30 seconds in. Balderas driving against Podoliska.
He's got both legs now, just trying to get his body all the way around. Podoliska kind of hanging on for dear life at the moment.
If he can drive the right shoulder, there's a takedown. He can put Podoliska on his back. 2 points for Elmhurst here in the first period, and there is the attempt on the back. And Podoliska able to dodge it, and he will end up face first on the mat here at R.A. Faginal Hall. Less than 2 minutes left in this first period.
Strong start for Balderas. Got the quick takedown, trying to work his way into a near fall position, and again he's trying to gain some leverage here against Podliska. Already pushing that riding time up near a minute.
And in fact, it is now at a minute for Balderas, which gives him that bonus point. Near escape for Podliska.
Off the mat first, so it'll still be...
Lost a piece of his headgear. He's going to have to go over to the Loras sidelines and swap it out. Those ones are a little too tight, apparently. Try number 3. Nope, not those ones either. Behind door number 4, we have a successful headgear. 1:05 remaining in the first period. It is Danny Balderas for Elmhurst in his first collegiate match, leading Tegan Podliska. Elmhurst on top overall 11-10. Each school has won 3 matches, but a pair of majors for Elmhurst as opposed to just one major thus far for Loras. Along with Kevin Judy, I'm Tim Calderwood here on Blue Jay TV.
Quickly, Balderas slams Podliska right back to the mat as Podliska was trying to get up, and Balderas has him almost turned there that time.
Largest lead team-wise at this point in the match was 4 points for Elmhurst following Sheldon Hubbard's 3-1 victory at 1:57 at 11-7. Otherwise, it's been a pretty tight dual meet thus far.
Yeah, 4 points for both teams. Loras was up 7-4. Excuse me, a 3-point Duhawk lead at one point at 7-4. And like I said, a 4-point Elmhurst lead at 11-7.
Well, somebody's got to be down here, right? Podliska was in the down position following a takedown. He does not have a point awarded to him. And now our referee is going to call over both coaches. He didn't give an escape, did he?
I didn't see an escape point awarded there.
It was at the edge of the mat.
I think
Maybe
that's
what they're talking about.
What the scorers table was asking for there. Shouldn't there be someone still in control?
Putting the seconds back on the clock because this will be the alternative start.
And so they'll put the time back on the clock. And as we figured, they will indeed give the 1-point escape. Balderas just enabling his opponent to escape there. And now Balderas wrapping the waist.
Once again in a great spot here to just finish it off here. Podliska trying to fight it over and turn Balderas.
"30 seconds in the period. 2-1 is the score, but the riding time is in favor of Balderas. No points of yet.
Got both those hands wrapped around the legs now. He can just break free of the grip around the waist. He's going to find himself in control. Down to 8 seconds to go. Oh.
Doesn't look like it. Trying right before the horn, but no.
Very close, 2-1 though, as we head to period 2. 2-1 lead for Balderas, plus he's got a minute 19 riding time advantage.
Balderas starts in the down position.
Podliska try to eating into that ride time clock.
Podliska continuing to tick away at some of the riding time. It is under a minute, so the advantage for that has gone away. Balderas attempting to work his way back. Podliska wanting no part of it. Trying to throw him back down towards the mat. Coming towards us. With a minute left here in the second. And Podliska will remain on top.
Podliska taking a minute off of Balderas' riding time here. Start the second. Balderas got to his feet quickly, but Podliska trying to bring him back to the mat here. Very quick explosion that time off the whistle.
Elmhurst coaches like what they're seeing from Balderas, and this is his first collegiate match. Up against a senior here in Podliska. Podliska wrapping around Balderas.
Balderas was to his feet, and then Podliska, like you said, climbed on top and then finally grabbed that arm and pulled it down.
This entire second period has been Podliska on top of Balderas. The riding time advantage has evaporated, and now it is, in fact, adding for Podliska. 2-1 is the score in favor of Balderas, with time winding down in period number 2. Almost turned Balderas.
Podliska trying to get some leverage that time to turn him. Balderas did a nice job to fight it off, though. Now a 41-second advantage in riding time for Podliska.
Balderas will start in the down position because 19 seconds is all that is needed for a bonus point for Podliska, which would enable him to tie the score at 2. Balderas trying to crawl his way to his feet. In a near fall position. The riding time is now in favor of Podliska. He's got Balderas in a position in a 3-point near fall. So push it now to a 5-2 lead with riding time for Podliska. Remember, Balderas jumped out to an early 2-0 lead in this match in the first period.
And almost had the leverage he needed to turn Podliska, and the tables have turned here now as Podliska has really sunk it in on Balderas, and another near fall coming here.
Referee right on top, checking to see if that shoulder is against the mat. Is it? There's some near fall points. It might be. Right in close. This is a big point in the duel.
49 seconds.
Podliska attempting to pin Balderas, and he avoids it. Put 3 more on the board for Podliska. It is now 7-2. And down to 30 seconds remaining here in the third. A victory for Loras would put them on top in this dual meet.
Now, Loras originally, Tim, was going to leave 197 open, and I'm curious if that's still going to be the case for Randy Stewart or not in what could be a very close dual meet heading into that 197, especially with the Blue Jays having Mark Corsello at 285 anchoring the duel.
Reversal.
Got to try and turn him very quickly here.
Can Balderas find a way to reverse it on Podliska here in the third? Doesn't look like it. It'll go down as an 8-4 victory for Podliska in his first match of the season, upending Danny Balderas in his first collegiate matchup. And it'll put Loras in front.
This is Matt Dickman at 184 now for the Dewhawks. Originally, he was slated to go 197 today, and then they moved him up. Curious if we'll see Josh Porter then go at 197 and in place.
Well, I was told he was a slash at 174.
That's originally what they wanted to do, but again, let's see if they put somebody in at the upper weight class just to make sure that you don't give up 6 points to Elmhurst in a forfeit.
At 184,
Joe Rao down a weight class from 197 for Elmhurst. Rao out of Chicago, prepped at St. Patrick High School. He's a sophomore, finished 20-11 a year ago, won the CCIW championship at 197 pounds, had a pair of 4-match winning streaks during the season. 8 of his 20 victories were by fall, including 3 straight at one point.
Had a very strong season, Tim, as a freshman. Also, in addition to the CCIW championship, he was probably about 1 win shy of being a national qualifier, placed 3rd at the Great Lakes Regional. Not enough to get an at-large bid to the NCAA championships. Steve Marinetti, again, thinks that Rao might be one of those guys ready to take the next step and be a national qualifier this season. Already has a conference title to his credit.
First match of the year for Matt Dickman, again, who was initially in the lineup at 197 pounds. He's a junior out of Park Ridge, Illinois. Wrestled at Maine East High School. 13-11 is the dual meet score, currently in favor of Loras. The Dewhawks have won 4 matches, Elmhurst 3, as we hit the 184 mark in our contest. And this could be a big swing match as Rao attempts to push Dickman's head to the mat.
He can get the leg free. He doesn't even need to get there's the 2 points in control for Joe Rao.
So Rao with the first points of the matchup here at 184. A takedown. He's using the left leg of Dickman. And now Rao attempting to turn Dickman.
He's got it cinched in pretty tight. He's got that all that weight going backwards.
Still working on it. Still working, trying to use his leg to help flip the left shoulder of Dickman.
Dickman did a nice job, got that arm free just a little bit.
As a reminder, you can watch all of our broadcasts archived in their entirety. If you want to go back and watch a particular weight class, or you want to watch another event, perhaps, they're all available for you on demand. Joe Rao, with under a minute here in the first, has a riding time advantage on Matt Dickman. And the clock will stop at 32 seconds.
Last year, the Blue Jays won the duel pretty convincingly over Loras, but Loras doing a very nice job. And Elmhurst, like I said, some new faces a lot for both of these teams.
Dickman clawing with 23 seconds left in this first.
Really, Elmhurst only using about 4 returning starters from what they had at the CCW championships
Rao
last
trying
season.
to turn Dickman again.
Dickman holding onto that foot.
Now
got a 1 count, but
fall. And now he'll try to turn again. No, nothing yet. And the period expires almost at the end of the first for Joe Rao. He had a couple of
1 counts, but nothing more than that. Not enough to generate the back points. 2-0 in favor of Rao with a near 2-minute ride time advantage.
And we will start in the neutral slot here in the second. Dickman hooking the left leg of Rao. Has it airborne, trying to take him to the mat. Dickman still trying, and Rao dodged it.
Very nice job by Joe Rao. Got that leg free, dodged free of the takedown attempt.
And now Rao around the right leg of Dickman.
Got in there very, very fast. Dickman had just couldn't react fast enough to Rao coming through there and grabbing hold of that leg.
And a takedown for Rao makes it a 4-0 advantage. And Rao will again try to flip Dickman. A pin would be huge here for this dual meet. Several times he's had an opportunity, trying again to bring that left shoulder towards the mat. A 1 count. And Dickman avoids it.
Dickman's done a nice job of really preventing Rao from getting the near fall points. 3 times Rao's had a 1 count, but nothing more than that.
Trying to flip him again. Controlling the left arm. The count is on.
This time Rao's going to get those back points.
The count is on. He's got the shoulder down. Oh! The right shoulder snuck up of Dickman. Rao trying to go for the pin. There it is! With 35 seconds left in the second period, a pin for Joe Rao.
Pin comes at 4 minutes and 25 seconds officially.
And that is a big one for the dual meet. As a trainer is being called over to look at Dickman. 4:25 the official time, and it looks like Loras will leave the 197th slot open. Just saw head coach Randy Stewart motioning across, and so it will be a forfeit victory for Danny Vargas, which pushes the advantage to 23-13.
Well, it effectively ends the dual meet now in 10-point advantage. Now just 1 match to go. So on to 285 pounds now. And
you said it, Kevin, the anchor of this Elmhurst wrestling team in Mark Corsello, and
they're going to forfeit the heavyweight weight class as well.
Loras will not wrestle Corsello. So the final score of the match will end up Elmhurst 29 and Loras 13. A pin at 184 turns the tide as Loras was leading 13-11. Joe Rao, 4 minutes and 25 seconds in, pinned Matt Dickman, and then forfeits at 197 and 285. End the meet.
Well, it looked like Jeremy Klein was ready to go. Randy Stewart electing to not wrestle that at 285. Maybe with the dual meet over, decided not to have him go out there. Corsello was certainly ready to go out and wrestle for the Blue Jays. He'll have to wait until next week, Tuesday now, to get their opportunity against Wheaton College.
We didn't even get an opportunity to talk about Mark Corsello, who finished 32-2 a year ago. He's currently ranked 2nd in the nation. Corsello, a 3-time national qualifier, a 2-time All-American, opened 32-0 last year before losing twice at the national meet to avoid All-American status.
And 2 very, very close matches that could have gone either way. I mean, just seconds and a couple of actual decisions affecting the final outcomes of those matches at nationals. So Steve Marinetti said he was ready and prepared to shake things off this year. He wanted to put that finish to last season behind him and move on to this year. And he's got his sights set on nationals again and eyeing up a national championship run here potentially for the Blue Jays heavyweight. But he'll have to wait till Tuesday.
So overall, Elmhurst wins 6 of the 10 matches, and they upend Loras 29-13. Kevin, a lot to be happy about in their first dual meet of the year.
Yeah, like you said, Tim, some new faces out there for the Blue Jays, and not sure what to expect early on. Steve Marinetti got to be happy, though, especially the way they finished strong there. Joe Rao with a very good match, getting the pin that they needed. A couple of forfeits going Elmhurst's way at the end. And even some of the matches that they lost him, they were very close decisions, just 2-point decisions here. Only 1 major decision for the Dewhawks, and that was it. Everything else was relatively close. Some good comebacks by the Blue Jays, too, by Yusuf Al-Ghul, who was down early by as many as 9, or by 8, rather, and came back, lost only by 5 to Mitch Ganson, and an opportunity to turn the tide on him. And Danny Balderas as well against Tegan Podoliska with a late takedown. Elmhurst fighting all the way to the very end.
And with that, the first wrestling match of the 2010-2011 season is in the books here at R.A. Faginal Hall on the campus of Elmhurst College. And I thank you for watching this evening on Blue Jay TV. For my partner Kevin Jude and for our entire crew in Elmhurst tonight, it is the Blue Jay Wrestlers 29 and the Loras College Dewhawks 13. Elmhurst, ranked number 25 in the nation, opens the season with a victory. They are 1-0. We will have wrestling action again for you on Tuesday as Elmhurst takes on Wheaton in a CCIW duel. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you again soon.